Hello and welcome back to Batty Corvette Repair. Today we're doing some troubleshooting on this 1990 through 1996 Corvette HVAC controller. Customer complaint is absolutely missing. The only information I have is an email address. So we're just going to check this out. I plugged it into the test wiring harness and let's see what happens. The first thing I notice is that the light behind the display is out. The rest of the lights that illuminate the buttons are working like they should. Let's test the function of each of the buttons just to make sure they work. Temperature up, temperature down works. Off, auto, recirculate, bi-level, upper, lower, defrost. Rear defrost works. Fan up works. Fan down works. Fan auto works. So all the buttons are currently working. It's fairly common for buttons to be intermittent due to the faceplate issues that we see with these controllers. Let's take it apart and see what we see. We're going to use a 3/16" nut driver to remove the 6 screws located at each of the 4 corners and 2 on the back. This appears to be a junkyard pull. It's got a seal saying, hey, if you take this apart, you're going to void the warranty. People sent it here for repair, so we're going to void the warranty. We're going to keep the 2 screws that come out of the back separate from those other 4. The reason for that is that these are shorter. There's a comparison. These go in the 4 corners. These go in the back. We will void the warranty with an X-Acto knife. We're going to remove the plastic case. First thing we notice is that there's a sizable gap between the main logic board and the faceplate board. That usually results in intermittent operation of the buttons, and that's likely the reason that someone sent it here. This is the primary reason that we developed the 3D spacer plate. The 3D spacer plate sits on top of this connector, pushes the main logic board tight to the faceplate board, and keeps it there after reassembly. If we were to put this back together without the spacer plate, the reassembly process would pull this right back apart. Let's break it down a little bit further. We're going to remove the LCD connector. We're going to remove the faceplate and set it aside. And we'll look at the main logic board. The electrolytic capacitors there's basically one, and I don't see signs of it leaking, but I always replace these. The factory bulb is burned out. The HVAC repair kit that Batty.com sells includes new factory OEM light bulbs in their plastic bases. The other thing that we need to do is we need to clean this connector. We'll clean that connector using a product called Deoxit, and this is Deoxit D5. We'll go ahead and pull the bulb. In order to clean that connector, we're just going to apply Deoxit sparingly, and then we're going to plug in the faceplate connector 4 or 5 times. We'll wipe up any spilled Deoxit before we put this back together. Other repairs that are necessary: we'll replace the bulb, we'll clean the factory reflector, and we'll replace the power supply capacitor. As far as the faceplate goes, if I look at the solder joints through my loop, they don't look great. I don't see any broken solder joints, but we will go ahead and resolder each of these 20 solder connections where the pins meet the circuit board before we put this back together. Again, even though these faceplate bulbs are working, we'll replace all 4 of those. Those come in the HVAC kit as well. Finally, we'll take the 2 screws out of the faceplate circuit board. What we see is the faceplate circuit board and the rubber contacts. So what we'll do is I will clean these contacts with some alcohol, and that includes the circuit board. These little gray spots on the circuit board are the switch contacts, as well as the dark gray buttons in this rubber sheet. I'll clean all of these and I'll let them dry, and then I'll reassemble everything. I'm going to push each of these buttons. What I'm feeling for is any stickiness, any non-smooth operation of the button. And the reason I'm doing that is it's fairly common for liquid spills to and I can feel that it's experienced a liquid spill here. I'm feeling soda residue when I touch it right here. So basically what I'll do is I will take the buttons. I'll take the buttons out of the controller. I'll soak them in some hot water to clean them. I'll do the same thing with this housing. And because I'm going to soak it, I will remove the LCD. The way that we remove the LCD, we'll remove the color filter first, and we'll set that aside. We'll push these two silver tabs down slightly to release the LCD panel. And as we see, the LCD panel just falls away from the housing. So this will let us soak the housing in some hot water as well. The reason that we're soaking it in hot water is to get rid of the spilled soda residue. And the reason for that is we want those buttons to work smoothly. That's all I see wrong with this 1990 through 1996 HVAC controller. Hey, thank you so much for watching. This has been Batty Corvette Repair. My name is Bryan Thompson. My name is Bryan Thompson, and I founded the website Batty.com, where you can find more free information and videos to fix Corvette electronics. You can also find the parts and tools you see us using in the videos. Thanks to your support, I'm proud to say that 10 Americans have jobs. Hi friends, 20 years of experience can make these repairs look easier than they really are. But don't worry, we have your back. If you're not getting the results you see here, then stop and pack it up and send it to us. We have the parts, the tools, and the experience needed to do the job right.